What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we are going to be looking at I guess this is the final video of this stuff going on or whatever. Asian guy's version or Asian guy's side of it. Um and just see, I guess his side of it, because with Tecton didn't really have a side of it. He kind of just addressed drama in general. He didn't really address this. So he kind of just wanted to stay out of it, which I thought was pretty cool, I guess. We already watched both of Goose Egg's videos, so I guess this is, time to see this one and see what's going on as far as, all of that. So
Hello everyone, I want to preface this with a second intro. There's going to be two intros here. This one is me in the future or me in the current state, and the next intro after this is going to be the original intro, which is from the past. And the reason why I'm doing a new intro is because before uploading this video, first of all, it was almost 1 hour long. There was a lot of stuff to break down and digest. And two, during that period, Tecton uploaded a video about no more drama. Now, I watched that video. I also watched Goose Egg's video. For those of you who don't know, the drama involves myself,
I watched them too.
Tecton, Goose Egg, and to a degree, Tashed, who was playing the mediator. He didn't do anything wrong. And I was under the impression, after watching Tashed on stream speaking to Tecton, it was deja vu of when I spoke to Tecton during the Enviosity drama between him and Envy. And I was like, there's no hope. He's not going to improve. He doesn't get it. He's just deflecting. After watching his latest video, I have hope now that maybe he sees something. Maybe he understands the damage that he's caused and the behavior that he's been doing. One, isn't necessary because he has charisma. He's entertaining. There's a reason why he's one of the top dogs. Okay. He doesn't need to rely on that to be his brand. And two, that it was hurting a lot of people and it's just very unnecessary. So I do believe moving forwards it's possible to have a less fragmented community. And I really, really do hope that is going to be the case. The reason why I'm still making this video public, not the full 1 hour, but maybe around 30 minutes, is there have been more than 5 lies during this whole period used to spin a narrative about me to taint my name. Okay. And that's okay because I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt, at least towards Tecton, that he was fed misinformation because someone as in Goose Egg didn't really understand or comprehend what I was actually saying, and he was in the heat of the moment, and one misinformation led to another, which then spiraled out of control. But the reality is there was still
also, I just want to let you know I am yawning, but it's not because the video is boring, right? Like I was yawning before the video started. Like I want you, like it's early. I just want y'all to know that. So don't think I'm like, that's not what I'm doing.
Lies told and used to spin a narrative about me, and I want to clear that up. That's what I'm going to leave as a public video. I will also leave the second half of the original video where I'm talking about the direct messages of my final conversation with Tecton as an unlisted video. So if people want to see the context or my perception of how I perceive that, they can watch that. Now, regardless, this is still a lose-lose situation. Because one, if I don't say anything, people are going to dunk on me. If I say anything, people are still going to dunk on me. Yep. And even then, it's going to bring more eyeballs to the situation. And maybe Tecton or Goose will make another YouTube video or they'll react to it on stream. And they're within their right to do so. So I have no issues if they do so. However, do not expect any more videos on this topic from me. I just want to move on now. I had a great stream yesterday and the day before that. And I really do just want to move on. I don't want to be associated with those two in any way, shape, or form anymore. They're not my friends. Just because we make Genshin Impact content does not mean content creators have to be friends. Bridges were burned. Some bridges were never made. And as adults, I think we can all respect that. And I think that's absolutely very true. I believe they also reciprocate that feeling as well. So thank you for hearing me out. And I hope you do watch the rest of the video to hear, for lack of a better term, my side of the story as well. So yeah, have a wonderful day.
Okay.
Hello everyone, in light of the recent drama involving myself, Goose Egg, Tecton, and I guess to a degree Tashed, I wanted to make a video which tries to clear up a lot of the very unfortunate misunderstandings which then translated into a lot of misinformation and straight up lies being used to spin a narrative about myself, and I wanted to lay out what I believe anyway to be the facts. I want to preface this by saying normally I do all my videos in one take, but this one, I literally have a notepad next to me with a whole list of points that I need to cover or I want to cover. So there will be cuts in the video and I will be glancing between here and there as well. And I just wanted to make sure that it's as concise as possible.
Okay,
so
that's very fair.
First of all, I want to mention that in the description down below, I will leave the POVs and the streams that are relevant to this down there. So my stream, Tecton stream, Goose stream, MTash stream, etc., etc. All of that kind of stuff will be down there, so people can go and watch them for themselves and come to a conclusion. But the reality of it is there's literally hours upon hours upon hours of footage, and what most people want is going to be summaries. And what happens with summaries is it's going to be very biased, and you won't be able to make a conclusion which is uninfluenced by any other parties. And I want to encourage people to come to a conclusion by themselves. Okay, I want to preface this video to make it very crystal clear what my intention and the purpose of this video is. I don't expect anyone to apologize to me. I don't think anyone has to actually apologize to me. I don't expect to be forgiven by anyone either, because there seems to be this narrative of why does Tecton and Goose have to apologize? Why do they have to be sorry, and why do they have to forgive other people? At the very least, when it comes to me, I don't expect them to forgive me, and neither will they be getting an apology from me. And that sounds very, very obnoxious, but the reason why is because I stand by what I said. I don't feel I need to apologize for what I said because I believe it to be true. Is it harsh? Is it mean? Is it rude? Yeah, it pretty much was. I have a big ego, and I always joke that I have a god complex. Now, again, the point of this video is to not change that narrative. All right, I know a lot of people don't like me because they think I have a big ego and I'm a douchebag, and that's absolutely a-okay. What I don't appreciate, though, is this person is an asshole, or this person has a big ego because my favorite content creator...
I mean, okay, so I'm gonna let him finish.
Tecton or Goose Egg made up this lie about me. If you don't like me, you don't like me. That's fine. I can't make everyone like me in the world, and I have no intention to do that in the first place. But at the very least, if you don't like me, just say you don't like me. You don't have to lie on my name, and I will address what I mean by lying on my name.
So, I mean, he just admitted to having a god complex and having a big ego. So these are just things to take into consideration, I guess. I agree. If you don't like somebody, just don't like them. Cool. Right? Like, if you don't like me, cool. I don't care. But don't not like me because somebody else lied or someone else said whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like, make that decision for yourself. I agree with that, right? So, but, I mean, my man... All right.
The next thing is the main purpose of the video and the main cause of this drama is... And I speak on behalf of myself. There's been an issue with Tecton and Goose Egg where they keep drama baiting both the Genshin TikTok community, the Genshin Twitter community, and most importantly to me and closest to me, the Genshin content creator community, by throwing a lot of bait tweets out there, by throwing a lot of shade on their streams or even in their video or VOD highlights. And it's just very frustrating, and it's something that has not changed. In fact, it's probably regressed in terms of progression.
Now, I will say... over the course of time, over the course of the Genshin community, Tecton has said a lot of stuff about a lot of content creators and a lot of people in the community. He has made a lot of subtweets. He has made a lot of tweets or whatever. He has addressed a lot of different stuff. So it's like he's definitely done a lot of this stuff. This is very true. I mean, I'm interested to see where we go from here, like what he says, because I mean, like realistically, right? Whether you like Tecton or hate Tecton, let's all be real for a second. He has been a big part of any drama or most of the drama in the community. A lot of times he does say or do things that like wouldn't that causes drama that didn't have to cause it, I guess you could say. Which I mean, like if you checked his recent video on it. Or whatever, he said he's going to try to do better, which, you know, good for him, so.
From the Enviosity and Tecton drama, or all the way back since the Jinx and Tuna versus Tecton drama. Since then, the drama, the chaos, the toxicity...
I remember that. Happening. I remember that was like first month, second month. I think Jinx or Tuna was like a Noel main or whatever. That's crazy. That was a long time ago.
Almost like it's a monthly thing, and I want to see it stopped. And a lot of the misinformation And a lot of the aggression that has come from this drama has come from an incident where I confronted Tecton in private. And this is where things are going to get messy and somewhat confusing. But again, I have the notepad here and I will try my best to make this as clear cut as possible.
Okay.
So again, my intention of this video is not to make me look like a good guy or a bad guy. You are free to make your own decision or conclusion about me. I just want to make sure that if you're going to come to that conclusion, make sure you do it with facts rather than making up statements or false narratives about me. So let's begin. Now, the first narrative that I believe to be false is this narrative that Goose is, and I guess to a degree Tecton, is not drama baiting. And the reason why I disagree with this is because Goose made the video. The video is titled, the original video that set things off,
These type of people.
These people are ruining Genshin Impact. And the beginning of the video is me. It's covering my tweets from my poop Twitter account where I just dump my own thoughts. Those thoughts are there to express my feelings. It's not there to enforce anything on other people. Now, Goose justifies this by very hypocritically saying, oh, if you do these subtweets, it's going to make people paranoid. And at the same time, I'm looking at that and thinking, okay, then why don't you address your bestie's tweets? All right, it's the same thing. It's very hypocritical, and I personally do not believe that was his intention, but rather, because they have been consistently throwing shade at content creators, they just wanted someone to bite, and I decided to bite. And the reason why other people don't bite, in my opinion, is because who wants to go against Tecton and Goose Egg? Tecton is one of the biggest, if not...
This is very true. I'm not saying I agree with them like baiting drama, right? Because that's like a debatable topic, whether they're baiting drama or whatever. Like, that's debatable. Who knows? But it's very true that if, I guess you could say Tecton, or, well, I guess in this case as well, Goose Egg, but he's kind of with Tecton, so whatever. If a bigger content creator says or does something, 90% of people aren't going to say or respond in any way, because it's like, it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. My community is way smaller, and they're just gonna eat me alive, right, from the outside in. Like, whether I'm right or wrong, I lose. So like that's definitely a very big thing in multiple communities, not just Genshin. So I mean, I feel like that's a very true statement, right? Most people are just not gonna respond. They're just gonna let them do whatever or say whatever, because like they don't want to get targeted, because like with the TikTok incident, person made a TikTok, which in this case, like the TikTok person, they didn't have to do that. I don't know why they did that, but it was just a matter of like I guess Tecton tweeted, and he was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna let this stuff get to me because I'm above this, blah blah blah. I'm not a dummy," whatever it said. And then he, like, I guess was on stream and was like, "Hey guys, any of you guys that comment on that tweet, I'ma like the comment." Like, it was kind of just like I don't know. It was kind of weird how they like it went about. So I mean, I can understand. Like, it's just like, if you do like single out or call out the streamer, his community kind of just will jump on you, and that goes for multiple big streamers. I'm sure it goes for AsianGuy stream too. So, hey, no one's safe. That's for everybody.
Not the biggest Genshin Impact content creator. It's going to be a punching down fight, and it's going to be a lose-lose situation. There's really no point in doing so, and a lot of people are just straight up not confrontational, and that's absolutely a-okay. And this is where MTash ended up coming in as well, and I'll talk about MTash later on. I'm very grateful to Mike because he really did kind of make me feel like I was not going crazy, like I was not going insane in seeing all of these things between Tecton and Goose Egg. The next thing that I want to address is this narrative of where Goose Egg and Tecton, or at the very least Goose Egg, was emphasizing, oh, I'm rent-free in Atsu's head because I supposedly reacted to his videos for 4+ hours. And he repeated this with Tecton in a very condensed period of time over and over and over and over again. They're like, oh, Atsu reacted to this short video for 4 hours. Actually, if you took a look, it was less than 2 hours, and the irony here is that when Goose went live, ready and waiting for the drama to spill, he did over a 5-hour stream reacting to it. Now, the next lie that I want to discuss is this agreement between myself and Tecton, not to mention...
So, this is the thing. Goose said talking about, oh, well, Atsu streamed for 4 hours looking at my videos, or Atsu saying, oh, well, Goose Egg streamed for 5 hours reacting to my whatever. I don't know why that matters, right? like if I'm gonna react to something, it doesn't matter if like this video is 26 minutes. If I react to this and my video is 35 minutes, or my video's an hour, or it's 2 hours, like people react different. People consume information differently. I could easily jump back and forth throughout the video. Like, I don't think that matters.
Each other and speak on each other's name or content or whatever for that matter, and I can verify that. Tecton emphasized that very heavily in the VODs where he was talking about me and how I supposedly broke this agreement by coming out and dragging him into this drama following Goose's video. Now, the big irony here is that one, it is a lie, and two, the person who didn't actually respect that agreement was Tecton himself. And again, within Goose's latest video of my side of the story, he says, oh, Tecton had nothing to do with this. Well, what exactly is this stream? Not only did he talk on my name, he made a reference and comment to many other content creators as well, albeit not all negative stuff, but he did throw a little bit.
So I originally thought Tecton wasn't really in it as well. But, I mean, if Tecton reacted to it, which reacting to it doesn't put you in it, but based off, depending on what he said in the reaction stream, he might have put himself in it, and I assume that's what Atsu is referring to, or saying happened, so.
Bit of shade here and there. And again, very unnecessary, very hypocritical, and it's just a straight up lie to spin a narrative that apparently I didn't respect the wishes that we had an agreement on, when in fact he actually broke that agreement first. Now, the next lie I want to address is the one regarding Freem. Tecton claims that I spoke about Freem and I dragged her into this and I called Freem a yes man. This is 100% false. In fact, in my VODs, I did not mention Freem's name whatsoever. Only other than addressing the fact that Tecton and Gooseegg were lying about this. And the reason why I believe this is to be a really big misunderstanding is I believe Tecton was shopping while Gooseegg was reacting to this. He came back, and then I believe Gooseegg fed him some information which was not wholly accurate. And based off that, he did say in the VOD as well that he just trusts Gooseegg and whatever he says, which is the first mistake because Gooseegg wasn't able to comprehend what I was saying and the words were twisted. And therefore, he believed I was insulting Freem.
I definitely feel like like as far as Tecton, right? It's really easy to, you know, Gooseegg says, you know, reacts to this stuff, has this stuff going on, whatever. Gooseegg says something to Tecton. Tecton says, "Oh wow, that happened." Okay, and it's like, you know, with them being so close, right? That definitely is a thing that could have happened. So.
Which is not true because Freem, who is Tecton's wife, I think is a superstar and an absolute angel. And Tecton's mentioned this before as well. She actually created, or they both created me, a very cute emote of Jojo, my cat, as well featuring Prime Gaming. And that's still an emote I have on my channel today because I cherish it. And I really do appreciate Freem for making that for me. And that's why it was very shocking to me when I saw this tweet. And I was very disappointed that the truth had been spun into a lie to drag my name. Now, the reach that happened here was after Tecton's chat and people in his community straight up said to Tecton, and thank you for the people who did, that Atsu didn't actually mention Freem at all. He then started pointing to messages I sent very long time ago, which were just very general messages saying stuff like, oh, the people around you are yes men. That's a general statement. That doesn't say Freem. If I wanted to specify, I could have just specified. It's just very frustrating that the words get twisted so easily like that. And again, I will use this logic to help people understand why this is a general statement. If Tecton...
I understand completely, right? Like, if he said a while ago, the people around you are yes men, that doesn't mean it is Freem. Like, it could mean it's Freem, but, like, he didn't say it was Freem, right? Especially if it was used a while ago. I don't know why it was brought up now, but whatever.
Statement, which he has done so in the past, saying like every streamer that does this or that is trash. Do you think he actually acknowledges the existence of every single streamer and it applies to every single streamer he's talking about? No, he's taking a shot at probably around 4 to 10 different content creators. And that's what it is. It's just a general statement. It's a figure of speech. And that's why it's frustrating. That's lie number 3. The next lie, which is the biggest one, and also what I want to believe this just came from an extremely unfortunate misunderstanding and a lack of comprehension on behalf of Gooseegg, because as I mentioned earlier, Tecton was in the mall shopping for like Pokemon cards. He came back and he had to be filled in on what was happening via Gooseegg. Now, Gooseegg his comprehension was very poor. Maybe not permanently, but on the day, at least for this. And I broke this down in my...
I mean, obviously it's not intentional, but like saying someone's comprehension, saying someone's comprehension is very poor. It just kind of sounds like he's obviously not. I'm not even. Never mind. Nothing. I'm sorry.
Second thought, how bad his comprehension of what I was saying was. He did not understand why I was mentioning DMs. The reason why I mentioned DMs and whether Tecton would want to show the DMs or not, I didn't force him to mention DMs. I said if Tecton wants to show the DMs, he can. And the reason why I was talking about DMs is because I wanted to emphasize that I tried to talk to him in private. I tried to talk to him in public and private, and I failed. I failed miserably. And we'll talk about the DMs and the actual context of the DMs in a moment, but I failed. Because people were like, why don't you just resolve this privately? Why don't you take this to the DMs? I tried. I failed. And that's why if Tecton wanted to show them, he could show them. And the reason why I said Tecton can show them if he wants to, because I know there was private stuff in there. I know there was personal stuff in there. And that's why if he wants to show them, he can show them. Goose did not relay that information to Tecton. Tecton came back and asked, is Atsu going to threaten to leak DMs? Because I have them as well. And Goose is like, yes. That's all he said. He didn't emphasize on anything. He didn't say anything other than that. And that set Tecton off. And he went to the DMs and he ended up doing a whole stream showing literally from start to finish our DMs. So much chatter in there as well, which just showed how close we were as friends as well in those DMs. And Tecton says that himself as well. And I agree with that. And again, I'll talk about the context in a moment. But this lie that I supposedly forced Tecton to show them, first of all, doesn't make any sense. Because if I had any malicious intention with the DMs, rather than to
why didn't you just show them?
I was trying to talk to him in private, why would I have not just shown the DMs? Why would I have said, oh, I'm going to...
I just said that. That's very true. Like, if he had an ill intent, I'm not siding with Atsu for the record, right? I'm just watching every video. I'm agreeing with stuff, disagreeing with stuff. But that makes perfect sense. If they both had DMs, why would Atsu threaten, like, anything? If he had ill intent, he would have just shown them himself. That's...
to leak the DMs. Here you go. Here's plenty of time for you guys to decide whether or not you want to leak it. I would have just shown the DMs myself. It doesn't make any sense. And this is why it's so frustrating, because the logic with all this drama seems to have just gone out of the window. So that is unfortunately the next big lie, and it's one of the biggest ones, and it's very, very frustrating. The next lie that was told was regarding the two-facedness and shit-talking of other content creators from Tecton. Now, I made the statement that one of the things that really turned me off from Tecton was that he would shit-talk people and he would be two-faced. So he would shit-talk behind their backs, content creators, and then play nice in public. And he did this with a lot of content creators. And I don't want to name any names, but I will have to name one for context's sake, because I specifically specified the example of Tenha. Tecton would shit-talk Tenha and say he was creepy, and that Tenha would weird him out because Tenha was way too attached to Tecton, and Tecton didn't like that and didn't like him. They might be friends now, but the reality, at the very least coming from my mouth, is that's what happened. Now, there was no way for me to verify this. There was no way for me to put this other than a he said, she said situation, because all of this was done in the voice calls. Now, Tecton proceeded to use the DMs as a defense mechanism. He showed all of our DMs, which one highlighted we were friends, which two highlighted we did have voice calls, although he brushed over that to his detriment. And when he got to the end of the DMs, he was like, yeah, where am I an awful person? Where have I shit-talked people? Where am I horrible? I have the receipts. And again, it's because he missed the point. The point of the DMs was to show I tried to contact him privately and confront him privately, not to show that he was shit-talking people. And the mistake that Tecton made is on Goose's stream, he actually admitted to shit-talking Tenha. What he probably forgot in that moment is that if he planned to spin this narrative that the DMs prove he's innocent regarding the two-facedness and the shit-talking, he probably shouldn't have admitted to my claim regarding Tenha. So you can do with that what you want, but my statement and my claim, because again, there's still he said, she said, other than the Tenha thing, is that Tecton was shit talk and be two-faced about other content creators in voice call. And he would keep screenshots, and this is from his mouth. He would keep these screenshots. He screenshots all the conversations with everyone he's with because he's scared that this kind of stuff is going to happen in the future. I wonder why he doesn't record the voice calls then. Moving on. The next lie is Tecton making a very bold claim that I deleted DMs during his reaction to him showing all the DMs. Now, there's two reasons why this was a very stupid lie to tell, and another reason, or rather the reason...
Wouldn't the first reason... Wait, so this is the thing, though. If Atsu deletes DMs, it doesn't delete on Tecton's side, unless they're on Discord. Right? Like, if they're on Twitter, if it's, like, text messages, it doesn't delete on Tecton's side. So, that's just what I'm going... Like, my logic into this so far.
Why it's really stupid if you actually believe this lie in the first place. Someone asked in the chat before Tecton started showing the DMs, what if Atsu starts deleting the DMs? Tecton then brags about having screenshots, so deleting would not do anything. Yet when he goes through the DMs, instead of showing his screenshots, he just shows the live DMs and he's like, oh, he's actually deleted a DM here.
Okay, so yeah, like, why did he say he has the screenshots and then and then say, like, the stuff got deleted? Right? Because, like, if you know stuff got deleted and you have the screenshots, you can just show the screenshots. That's very true.
And he could have proven that was not true by showing his screenshots, which he didn't. And then he started spinning this narrative of, yeah, Atsu deletes his DMs. I'm just going to let that sit with you while I go and get something from the back. Very manipulative.
Where did you hear that I said chest respawn? Is that something I said?
Okay. Okay, so they are on Discord. Okay. Well, I mean, even still, he said he had screenshots, I guess, right? So this is a lot of group chats. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of I don't care. Okay.
I wonder where I would have said to give that impression because I've never thought that. No, I was being sarcastic. Did you delete something? Oh, apparently Atsu has been deleting DMs. Okay, sorry. The context for that won't make sense because he's been deleting DMs. Bum, bum, bum. I'm going to just let that sit there real quick while I piss. Wonder why we're deleting DMs.
I mean, based off of this, right? Because I mean, so I don't know the whole context. I can't read all of that. I don't know, but that does seem manipulative. That he's like, he said he has screenshots. Then he said he just randomly was like, "Oh, are you deleting DMs?" And then he said, "Okay, he's deleting DMs. I'm gonna let that sit there." Because number one, he could have gave context as well. Like, why didn't he just give context? Number one. Number two, why didn't he just show the screenshots? And I don't know.
The second reason why it's a very stupid claim to make is if you look at the conversation, we're literally talking about respawning chests. What is there for me to delete? If you think it's about Majestic multigaming, both Tecton and I have publicly disapproved of him. We are not pro-Majestic. We have dunked on him multiple times. And the thing that's absolutely bizarre to me is like, even in that DM context, it still makes sense. Like, the conversation makes sense. And he's trying to spin it as, oh yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Atsu must have deleted DMs. And so many people took that and ran with it. And you can look at his chat, they're like, caught in 4K, caught in 4K, caught in 4K, without thinking for themselves. They're echo chambering him. And that just reinforces the points, one of the claims I made, they're being an echo chamber. They have no verification whether or not this is true. They're just mimicking what he says and enforcing what he says and making him believe what he's saying is true and correct and factual when it's not. And for context's sake, I made a video where I was referencing the respawning chests and how it's not true. Respawning chests aren't real, by the way. And someone in my comment section left a comment about the respawning chest and how Tecton made that claim before. And Tecton was under the assumption that I made a claim that Tecton has spoken about respawning chests when I replied with, it's just sarcasm. And like from there, the conversation makes sense. It's just a really stupid lie to tell. And I hope that
I mean, but this number one, this is the thing. The conversation made complete sense as far as like the respawning chest. So if that, I don't know why there's like any, but like what does that have to do with anything? Number one, like you're talking about respawning chest. What was the extra DM? He had screenshots. He said he could have sent it. He didn't. But like, why does that even? I guess it's just because he was just showing the messages. I don't know.
This just emphasizes how many lies and how much manipulation has gone into spinning this narrative to then play victim. Now, I've just made a very, very bold claim there by saying he's playing victim, and I'm sure people are going to be like, why are you trying to gaslight him? But I just want to emphasize that this is not the first, and while I hope it to be the last time, I don't believe this is going to be the last time that Tecton is going to get into some trouble because of something he said. Whether or not he meant it in a certain way or not, the reality is he breeds drama and he capitalizes on it. He likes making content on it. He likes streaming about it. And there's a lot of drama stuff on his channel. He is a drama content creator, even though that's not necessary because he is entertaining and he's charismatic. He doesn't have to rely on this, and MTash actually emphasized this to him, and I really hope that he can change moving forwards. But when I say playing victim is because this kind of behavior and manipulation tactics with distorting the points being made or just simply lying or doing straw man arguments when a point is being made and then he deflects and creates a new point to argue against to make himself look better happens a lot. Now, I have a whole list here of stuff that I remember off the top of my head. There's probably a lot more stuff that I'm forgetting here, but he had beef with Tuna and Jinx, Debunking, Matt Jestik, but I mean, who didn't? Matt Jestik, all right, scrap that one. He had a problem with MTash before, problem with Enviosity, Tony 2 most recently, and then myself. And then there's always all these tweets that are trying to piss children off on Genshin Twitter, like literal minors. He keeps finding them, and he keeps making inappropriate tweets to bait people to be angry, and then he encourages community to fight in those comments. Maybe he doesn't encourage them, but he knows when he makes these tweets that his stans and his followers are going to fight on his behalf. There's no way he doesn't see all the chaos and all the toxicity that these bait tweets are brewing. Then this translates into Genshin TikTok drama. And then you have the time when he belittled mental health breaks, which I believe was when Jinx ended up quitting YouTube. He reacted to it and he kind of made fun of it. He did later apologize for it, but like, why say that stuff in the first place? Then there's the gaslighting reaction drama. Then there's obviously the fire truck thing. And then, of course, the Wings event where he took a lot of shots at a lot of different content creators. I believe he actually made a whole video being very aggressive and kind of antagonizing, like making it so the people who are participating in this event could be seen as the bad guys and making life harder for a lot of people. So he has this habit.
This is a little off topic, but I remember a video where Tecton, I guess, went to like YouTube and like searched up like a damage showcase or something of Genshin, and he was just like, he was like, any content creator that goes to floor 7 of Abyss, and this is like first month of Genshin, right? This isn't even like late Genshin, but like first month of Genshin, and he was just like, any content creator that goes to floor 7 Abyss to damage test, and then he used some words, you know, called them a jackass or they're dumb, these aren't real content creators, blah blah blah. I feel like that was crazy. So that was like, I definitely feel like Atsu's not like incorrect with a lot of the stuff he's saying, because Tecton has done a lot of this stuff. Like, so I don't know. It's just over the course of time, he's said a lot of different stuff about people in the community. And only reason why I say he said stuff to people, he was going through each channel and kind of like looking. Well, he wasn't like going through each channel specifically, but like he was scrolling down through it and just talking about, look at this channel, look at this guy, look at this guy. I think I had a video on there one time, doing like a Beto counter for like 200,000 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like sometimes he goes out of his way, saying things that I feel like he should know is going to start something. So,
of wanting, what I feel like he wants drama, he tries to bait drama, and he would downplay it as, I'm just outspoken. And then you have the whole shade thing, which has been going on recently, which I feel like has been targeted attacks on very specific content creators. When you say something like mint pickers, or when you say specific numbers, which are very obvious and easy to distinguish, it's pretty obvious who he's throwing shade at in recent times. And it's very frustrating to watch. And then he will then spin it, despite being the aggressor, he will be like, oh, or his chat will be like, why does he have to apologize? Why does he have to forgive anyone? What about the other person who did something wrong? When maybe the other person is just retaliating to him starting an issue. Now, don't make this misassumption that I'm saying the hate that he receives is warranted, because there's a lot of stuff that Tecton has said which has just been misconstrued or taken out of context, and he gets a lot of disgusting comments.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like him because of the way he looks or because of his previous reputation from the Ark Knights community. There's a lot of stuff and a lot of drama surrounding him, and not all of it is warranted. And I hate that I have to imply that some of it is warranted, because what I want is for him to take accountability for mistakes he's made, or when he stepped on loads of people's toes and he tries to just downplay it as, oh, it's just a joke. It's just my humor. It's not a big deal. Because that lack of empathy is what is causing a huge problem. And let me go into the DMs and explain what really went down on the day we had our falling out and what has been brewing since then.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to watch the other ones, because I guess the other videos are like hours long or streams long. I don't know as far like if I'm going to do that, if that's what's going to happen. But you know, if you guys have any other videos y'all want me to watch, let me know. If you guys do want me to react to all of that stuff, let me know. We'll see. I kind of, I mean, as far, so the stuff that Goose Egg said, I kind of agreed with. The stuff that Tecton said, I kind of agreed with. And the stuff that Atsu said, I kind of agree with. Now, no one's going to know who the actual right person is except for those three. Or maybe they all think that they're correct. Maybe, you know, somebody's delusional, who knows. But as far as the stuff that Atsu said, and the stuff that he said was lies, he has definitely brought facts to a big part of these situations. So, I'm not sure who's in the right, who's in the wrong. I'm not picking a side. That's not for me to determine, because there's obviously even more information out there. I definitely feel like there's a lot of right things on every side. There's a lot of wrong things on, or not a lot. There's a couple of wrong things on every side. Like that, I'm gonna be real with you. That, oh, so Atsu's deleting DMs, and then he says, I'm gonna let that sit there, and then he leaves. That is pretty manipulative to, like, I don't know. Also, if he said he has screenshots, why don't you just show the screenshots? That's kind of weird. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, I don't know. But anyways, that's going to be for this video. Be sure to give a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.